Hello, everybody. It's me, Demetra K, and I am sitting here with Donovan, the recovering Democrat Sadiq, also known as the Black Yule Brenner. And I like to say the purpose of the Demetra K show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people, with the emphasis on even, because we're great people, but we can always strive to do better. I'd like to say a big giant thank you and welcome and hello to Facebook and YouTube. You are the other side of the conversation. Not only are you just viewers, but you are family. And sometimes we share the link. We haven't shared the link in a long time. I don't know. Maybe we'll do it today. I don't know. I'm feeling kind of different here. So some of y'all probably wondering why I have my screen blacked out. Well, you're going to see in a minute that I am just not quite myself. Just been feeling a little bit like somebody else today. So anyway, we're going to talk about, of course, we have to tell end of election season. And oh my God, I cannot wait till it's over. We're going to talk about a sister who says that, you know what? I'm just too poor to be a Democrat. And I'm going to show y'all a snippet of her video. Then we'll get into it and really kind of examine for a couple of minutes. Are we really too poor? Or she says she's too poor, but are we too poor to be a Democrat? So who's on here? Facts Not Feelings, how you doing? Sister Shirley, Volvo, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Mike Lewis, what's going on? And Sister Diane, I hope you are doing well. So Donovan, how are you today?
Donovan as well. Again, we have a week to go for this election. I'm definitely going to be glad it's over because we are going to get a new president. No matter who becomes the new president, we still got bills to pay. The damn rent is still too high. Gas is too high. Inflation, all of that. Our lives are fundamentally not going to change depending on who becomes the president, fundamentally. So, but do us a favor, you guys. There's a scrolling banner down there. And if you sort of like to continue have these great conversations and motivate the content creator, those are ways that you can donate if you would like to. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, cash, money order, however you guys want to do it. Greatly appreciate so we can continue to have these great conversations. Also, don't forget to download the African Diaspora News Channel app. You can get it on Google Play, Apple Store, or do what I do. You go right here, or not here, but go to YouTube if you're on YouTube from Facebook. If you go to YouTube, you can sign up right there. A yearly subscription usually is the best way to go. That's the one I have, and you can get great continued content from Demetra K, Vicki Dillard, Brother Phil Scott, so on, so forth, from the many people that are out there. Tomorrow is Halloween, and here in California, it's what is that? The Day of the Dead, I guess they celebrate. Which to me, is as a Catholic, that's kind of unusual that the Hispanics that are Catholic kind of celebrate that. It's kind of a morbid thing. I growing up, I never really. That it's kind of like a new thing, I guess, something that's going on within my religion. But they're going to celebrate that tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of kids out there. If you guys do have little children, you're going to be trick-or-treating. I don't care if you go to the mall. I don't care if you go to the police station. Please check your kids' candy, because people do some horrendous stuff out there to children and they don't care and they think it's funny. So Demetra, we are here. We are sitting here ready to go. This is a great topic to talk about. I sent this clip to Demetra, I believe it was Saturday. And the lady that's in the clip is talking the real.
Yes, indeed. I just want to say I left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day, but I never lost 1 minute of sleep. How about this? I'll be your private dancer, a dancer for money. Do what you want me to do. Yes or no? Anyway.
Yes, you were the private dancer on base. Very notorious.
I don't know about all that now. Okay, you
very
watch your
notorious.
mouth.
She was dancing with the troops, supporting the troops.
Listen, you better watch your mouth.
Woo!
You don't get to talk about Tina like that.
Very good. That's a very good one. Very good.
Listen,
I like it.
Y'all know I could not go without celebrating Halloween. Forget what Donovan talk about, okay? I like Halloween. I'm gonna try every time I come on here.
Very good. Very good.
Now listen, Okay. I had to put this wig together in like 30 minutes. Okay. I was teasing and spraying. I was like, damn, it reminded me of being in cosmetology school. But
Mhm.
nevertheless, yes, I am Anime Bullock, also known as the late great Tina Marie. I mean Tina Marie. I'm tripping. Was I drinking?
Yeah.
Tina Turner. Hey, Tina Turner. So
Yes, the late great Tina Turner. Yes, amen.
So
Very,
this is
very,
how
very,
we're
very
gonna
good.
ride out for the whole show, okay? So
Okay,
anyway,
sounds good.
now mind you, Donovan was supposed to be Ike talk about I don't have. Now I know Donovan lying, okay?
No, no, no. I think I moved everything into the garage, and I just couldn't get to it. I'm sorry, I just couldn't get to it. I was too busy running errands. I got bills to pay. No matter who gets elected, I still got bills to pay and things to do.
That's all right. So anyway, we gonna get into why we're here.
That's right,
Even
right.
though
Right. Look. Anime, you gonna do this show, and you gonna do it like your life depends on it. Okay, put some stank on it now. I want you to put some stank on this show.
you want to go to the scene where they was in the back of that car, okay? Where Tina whooped your ass. You want to go there? Anyway, so hello to everybody that's come on here. Walt, you said you voted good, good, good. I voted as well. Y'all know damn well I don't look good with this wig on. But you know what? I was looking at it, I was like, dang, you know what? In about 30 more years, it's gonna be me. I'm gonna be
Yeah, you know what Thunder says? Can you say Marcus for me 2 times? Marcus.
Marcus.
Yeah, he has a little Eartha Kitt to it, you know.
Marcus. I know this is right up your alley, right? Your older lady. I smell like Taboo. A picture of me smelling like Taboo, the old women's perfume, and I'm gonna be driving my Cadillac, smoking my Virginia Slims. I'm gonna have me a young man. When I say young, he gonna be probably like 45. Okay. Anyway.
I don't know if you guys if some of you guys have been following us for a while. I think it was last year, the year before last. Dimitri came out with Diana Ross and pulled it off really, really good. She pulled it off really, really good.
I try. Anyway, hello again to everybody that's on here. So let's get into it. I saw this video and apparently Donovan sent it to me. And admittedly, people send me a lot of stuff, and I don't know, don't see most of it. But anyway, it was a sister who was crying and saying that she cannot afford to be a Democrat. It sounds like she's a Republican now. So I shortened the video for time's sake. So that way y'all can get the gist. So I'm going to put it on and then we'll have a conversation about it.
$15.37 in my bank account right now. And I'm hungry. Nobody is paying me to speak what is real. It is real for me. Don't tell me to get an education. I got it. Don't tell me to get a better job. My job is pretty good. I make pretty good money. I cannot afford this rent. I cannot afford to get back and forth and pay for groceries and everything else. I can't. And even though you on the left and everybody else seems to be having parties at Obama's and Diddy's house with Oprah and the rest of the celebrities, a lot of us over here don't have that privilege.
So again, that was a sister who was lamenting about being too poor to be a Democrat. Of course, she, in the longer version of the video, was saying how people were mad at her because she said she basically doesn't want to be a Democrat anymore. And that especially within the last 3.5 years, the country has been struggling financially, whether it's at the grocery store, the gas station, housing, you name it, right? It's been a lot for everybody. And like she said, I got a good job. I'm doing all right, but I got $15 in my bank account right now. And so being a Democrat is just, it's too expensive to be that. So apparently it sounds like, she wants to vote for the other side being Republicans. And she also talked about the celebrities. She said Obama, Oprah, Diddy, Beyonce, or whoever, because that's who is telling the rest of us, oh, you guys need to vote for Kamala, vote for the Democrats. Like they're really coming out very strong for that of Kamala. But at the end of the day, those people will never have the issue that the rest of us have, right? They'll never get on the internet and say, I got $15, in my bank account. They're okay. And so The other thing too is Kamala, she talks about how Trump is this, he's doing all these favors for these millionaires and billionaires. It's like, but everybody you got on the campaign trail with your millionaires and billionaires, and ain't she a millionaire too? I think her and her husband got, a couple of M's in the bank. And so I agree with this sister. And I love the way she put it, because I never really even thought about it like that. I think most of us are too poor to be Democrats, especially with the way things are going. Now imagine 4 more years of that, and Odd Negroes, how you doing? He said $13 million is what they rocking with, they being Kamala and Doug. 4 more years of this, and Kamala may win, right? We'll find out on Tuesday. She may win. 4 more years of what we got going on. I don't know. I think we all gonna be on the internet talking about I got $15 in my bank account, but who don't have 50? All right, Ike. Who doesn't have $15 in their bank account? As a lot of migrants. A lot of migrants that's come over here. They've gotten, quite a bit of things, but you got American citizens, and some of those people voted for the Democrats, talking about I got $15 because I can't afford to be a Democrat. So anyway, Donovan.
Yeah, the funny thing is how you tie this into the immigrants and stuff like that. Real quick, how many of you guys have heard? Not only are there burning ballots up in the Northeast, the Supreme Court just ruled in regards to ballots. I think 1,300 ballots being thrown out in Pennsylvania. Somewhere in Pennsylvania, they were ruled ineligible ballots or something like that. So it seems like the left is starting to stuff ballot boxes and do nefarious things to try to take this election. And they've been caught, and the Supreme Court ruled that those ballots could be invalidated because they don't know if these people were legal. Were they legal to vote or something of that nature? But look it up. It's on YouTube or Google it. It's really kind of crazy. But yeah, in regards to what this lady said, and I remember when I sent it to you, and it was so sad because she was being so brutally honest. And we are constantly, I know we love to tell ourselves how great we are and how great we're doing, but guess what, Black people? We're having a reckoning today in our faces right now. If some of you guys have seen Demetra and I argue about the numbers, and once again, Donovan was right. 70% of Black people are below the poverty line, at the poverty line, or just above it. Now, with everything going up, if 70% of us are at that level and we can't afford where we're at when it was a normal time, now we're kind of sinking and we're going under. It wouldn't be a big deal. You wouldn't be seeing all these people complaining about the prices. Now, I'm not a super rich man, but I'm gonna be okay at the end of the day because I'm a retired military person, and your tax dollars have got to pay me for the rest of my life. But here's my point, and this is what we've been ringing the alarm about. If we weren't in such a dire situation, why is it that we're the most homeless? Why is it that we're the most evicted? Well, I mean, anything that is bad economically is us. But then again, we have to bear some responsibility for some of this foolishness that is going on. Now, in the chat, I just put in there, some of us are going to have to reorganize how we spend our money. I could never understand, and I was not born rich. I'm a military kid. I am not rich for growing up. It wasn't done that way. But my mother got me a shirt. My mother got me some shoes. My mother got me some pants. I could never understand when I had relatives that were poorer than I was, but they had $300 Air Jordans on. They had $30 shirts, dress shirts on. I'm a grown man, and I still haven't given myself a $30 dress shirt. We're going to have to renegotiate the way we spend our money, because people have been telling us this for years. We know that if Black people don't buy Nike and we don't buy the name brand stuff, these corporations will collapse. We know that. That's the power we have. That's the leverage we have. What are you guys going to do now? Now they've got you in a trick bag and your ass is against the wall. What are you going to do? we run around here seeing all of these young girls, not older chicks, running around here selling WAP, okay? And we act like it's not happening. We act like it's not happening. Single women out here with young children are being homeless because they've been brainwashed to think they don't need a man. I don't care if you get a man or another woman, whatever your preference is, you cannot survive in these streets solo. It just isn't going to happen. So we as Black people now have to look at the evident truth of our economic situation, and it's not good. The federal government is papering up all of these illegals to do better than you. If Kamala is talking about $3 million and giving people, what is it, $60,000 tax break to get a home, whatever the deal is, she ain't talking about you. She's talking about these people she let in here. Because these are the people that are going to take those jobs that we don't take. Reality is here. And I know it's a hard pill to swallow, but we're going to have to renegotiate the way we spend our money and the way we program our children to spend their money. I see people, even when I was in the military, you would see E4s coming into the gate back in the 90s, like with Maximas and Camrys and stuff. You know, these are some pretty decent cars, but you would see the base general coming in with a beater because he had the Mercedes in the garage where him and his wife would go on the weekends. We're going to have to just reevaluate this. And again, if we don't do this, you know what's going to happen? Look what's going on in Oakland here in California. Once again, I've been telling you guys, you want to see what's going to happen to your community? Look at the state of California. Go to any city in California and look up Black people and the way Black people have been marginalized here in California. That is the blueprint that the Democratic Party and the Republican Party are going to use to marginalize you guys.
Sister Marcella, now you know doggone well I ain't running around with this wig on just because. I'm actually, this is my somewhat poor attempt to be Tina Turner, as tomorrow is Halloween and I like to, be silly. So yeah, no, this is not y'all. Y'all know how I look on a regular basis. But anyway, yeah, that's the other part of it. And hello to everyone that's come on here. The other part of that is, we got to do for self. Bill, as you said, we got to learn how to save money again, because it's what we used to do. We used to be, there's still a lot of us, but we used to be very frugal. But even still, at the end of the day, regardless of what walk of life you come from, eventually, if you have a lot of money, you're going to have less of it. If the economy does not improve, with inflation the way it is, interest rates and all of that, eventually it eats away at what you have. You could be, and it probably won't hurt most of us to be frugal anyway and figure out how to do other stuff. Maybe not eat out as much. Like you said, buy clothes and stuff that you do not need. That's good. But I feel like people, you work hard and you earn a living. You should be able to do some of the nicer things for yourself, right? But the other thing is we just need to be a little bit more wise as to who we vote for. See, especially us in our community, we will keep, I like how I said that, in our community. It sounds like Tina. We'll keep people in office when they don't need to stay in office, right? We'll have people.
Stop talking about Maxine, but go ahead.
And I was like, damn, I kind of look like a little bit, nevertheless. Yeah, we need to stop keeping those people in office for 30, 40 years, and they're not doing anything for us or to make life better. Because as we always talk about in them other people's community, they like, oh, buddy, you're not doing what we ask you to do. You're out of here, right? They're not going to give them 35 terms to keep messing up the rotation. And that way, when we start doing that, we start sending them a message that, nah, you're not going to keep getting my vote and things are hard for me here, right? Or whatever the case is, from whatever office they sit in. But I'm with her. In theory, it is poor to be a Democrat. As she said, I got a good job. There's a lot of people who got good jobs. I know people. I've spoken to people when I was in California who got good jobs. And they're saying, hey, things are kind of rough. and easy. I'm gonna have to throw that in there. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. It said it's kind of rough. But, they actually were asking me, what do you think I should do? Who do you think I should vote for? I said, vote your interest. Don't vote for color. Don't vote for gender. Vote for your wallet. Okay? Because we were here 3.5 years ago and we knew things were a lot better. Again, Kamala's trying to go to the White House and she's saying, oh, when I get in there, I'm going to make sure that the grocery stores bring down their prices. And,
How do you do that when you're on the federal level? See, she's just lying and lying and lying and depending on people not knowing their civic laws and their civic rights. That isn't how government functions. She's a federal employee. If companies are price gouging, that's the preview of that state's attorney general. They already have that in place. They already have it in place. So why would she waste her time pursuing these companies that are supposedly price gouging?
Yeah, I mean, and it's like, how do you even do that? You just walk into everybody's store and say, hey, I'm the president now, and I don't like that these avocados are so expensive. You better bring down the prices. But again, if she has the power to do it, why aren't you doing it now? You know what I mean? People need relief now. So, she's asking for another chance to essentially do more of what she's already doing. Seek Truth, how you doing?
Yeah, and real quick, if you guys saw, I did a quick video yesterday because somebody asked me in the chat, not this chat, but my podcast chat. They had asked me, what advice would I give Kamala Harris's campaign right now to, help save the campaign? And I think we talked about it yesterday on the show. I say right now, child support reform. That would really get a lot of guys saying yes, and women, yeah, we need to reform it for the 21st century and make it better and fair to everybody. You know how many guys would be like this? What? You know what I mean? You could get some votes on that. So in the chat real quick, tell me if you guys would agree with me with that in regards to possibly helping get her campaign on the right track in regards to men, not just black men, men. Because we all agree the child supports as men. I don't know. I can't speak for the ladies. We all agree the child support system needs an overhaul and an update.
Yeah, I've seen people saying that. Oh, and by the way, my scalp is itching. How do we do it? Look, I done smashed the side of Tina wig all up and stuff. I don't know if y'all caught that the Black Man's Summit or whatever it is on BET with DL. I skimmed through about half an hour of it. I was like, this is shilling at its finest. Just a bunch of, Democrat shields up there, talking about they want to inform people. It's like, well, where's the other side of the argument? Why y'all didn't invite no conservative brothers? Just keep it a buck. Y'all up there, trying to get people to vote for Kamala, but nevertheless, it was an hour and a half. I was like, it was on BET. So it was like, most of that was commercials, but I couldn't finish watching. I was like, okay, I get the point. Yeah, Marcella, we not wrapped too tight. But that's okay. Yakoba, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Lady D says, I hate when that happens. The comments skip up. Let me see if I can find it. It says, treat politicians like your job. Never give them loyalty. You know what I'm saying? Cynthia, he says, I'm voting for political policies and not political parties. There you go. That's what I did when I went into the booth. Sister Shirley says, you love the Tina Turner wig. It's kind of itchy. I don't know how people do it. I guess maybe when I get older, and I have like 2 strands left of hair on my scalp, I'll put this on to go to the grocery store, maybe swing by Thunder's house and see what he's doing. Big Bad Fresno, rather. He says, just pulled up from Facebook. I saw you up in there. I put your comment up. Lene, how you doing? You says you have no children. JB1, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. You says late, but right on time. You better believe it. Let's see here. Rain, he says, no, it doesn't, Donovan. Okay. And Keisha, how you doing? He says, that's the thing. She's not trying to go to the White House. She's already there. Come on now. doing nothing. And as the president, she will do even less. But looking at the setup, she'll probably win. I don't. That's what I said. She may win. We don't know. I know some people say she's not gonna win like that, but we'll know when we know, and that's Tuesday.
Right. But skim the chat real quick and look at some of the guys that are like, yeah. See what I'm saying? I got her 3 or 4 votes just by saying that. We know when she gets in there, she's not going to do jack. But what I'm saying is, to save her campaign, somebody asked me, what would you give her to save her campaign? And that's what I would tell her. Say you're going to reform the child support issue because you're bleeding men. There's going to be thousands of men that would hope that would actually take place.
Okay, Ike, I got something to tell you. Just like you said, people need to save their money and not buy Nikes and all that other stuff. Well, you need to keep your little Johnson in your pants. I'm just saying, and I know child support is not always as simple as that. Sometimes you're married to somebody and y'all go separate ways, and then her head starts spinning around and she puts you on child support or whatever. But, it's mostly avoidable. As we say, y'all said, do for self, to pick yourself up a little bit is, settle down to a good choice. Do some courting. Don't just dive in with the wrong head.
I'm jumping a little bit. 7 Cents says, you have children, you pay for them. What you want to change about that? No, I agree wholeheartedly. But that same talking point, I didn't make these children myself, so I shouldn't have to pay for them myself. I agree with that wholeheartedly. But you got a baby inside you. I should have some say-so also in what happens to that baby inside you, because that baby has its own body. That is not, you want a BBL, that's your body. You want big lips, that's your body. You want big boobs, that's your body. But the baby, the father should have some say, just like they use that exact parameter. Hey, I didn't make this baby by myself. A man should also have a say-so in his child, not the woman's body, in what happens to his child. So,
I mean, and don't get me wrong, I think there's obviously something they need to do with the child support system. I mean, because it's just, it's a lot going on with it. I know people who have been caught up in the system. I know that California at one point in time was entertaining the idea of getting rid of the interest or something like that for Black men, because they said the child support system is racist. But thinking about that, is that something Kamala could do, especially if it's a state issue? You know what I mean? That it kind of be up to the state, I guess, to see if they could do something about it. Bitch, stay winning. He says, I am so triggered by these types of Black people, Democrats that are pushing her. I have to disagree. Okay. Hey, Fisher Rick, how you doing? Sister Khadijah says the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said Trump will be the last president. You know what? And he ain't lied yet.
Right. And if you think about what he's saying there, think about it. If they're now selecting leaders, are they really presidents? Because presidents are elected by the people. So if they're going to put Kamala in there, is she really a president?
Well, she says, I was, selected by the delegates. That's all that matters. She did. She said that. Hey, oh, really? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's see here. Sister Shirley says, has anyone noticed that the Dems always get people who can rub 2 nickels together to tell us to vote Democrat? No one noticed that ADOS, men and women, are sick and tired of being sick and tired of these Dems. Well, they starting to notice now, ain't they? Like I said, I mean, it'd be a wonderful thing if she didn't win. And that has a lot to do with people who are just tired of the same old, including that of Black Americans. But even if she does win, Black Americans made her work for it. We didn't just give it to her like we normally do any of the other Democrat candidates. She really had to sweat for it if she wins.
Yeah, real quick. I think this is important. Odd Negro's official. She said, did y'all see Chicago wants to tax homeowners $300 million? And that is Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chicago's idea to do the shortfall because of the migrants. He wants to do that to make up for the shortfall for the migrants of the billions of dollars that they spend. So they're going to tax. Taxpayers are already paying for the migrants. You're going to tax the taxpayer more. It's lunacy now. We have gotten into the lunacy era. And again, watch these big cities. You watch California, you watch Chicago, and you watch New York. We are paying for all of this. Sickening.
Y'all know I look crazy in this wig. Hey, Rhonda, how you doing? Yeah, so you're right. Brandon Johnson is thinking about raising property taxes to pay for that shortfall. Says that next year they'll have about $1 billion shortfall if they don't do something about it. But like you said, they spent a copious amount of money on the migrants already, and now they want to stick it to Chicagoans once again. So I don't know. To me, it sounds like he needs to be a one-term mayor. Lene says, do you guys like the Manhattan Transfer? Twilight Zone is one of my favorite Halloween songs. Yeah, I'm not familiar
Is it
with
Twilight
that.
Zone or Twilight Tone? I know the Manhattan Transfer. I think it was called the Twilight Tone.
Okay, maybe that's what it is. And I'm one of those people, I don't necessarily be knowing titles like that, but I know it if I hear it. But yeah, we definitely feel like we're in the Twilight Zone. At least I do. Jesse says, no, Donovan, she would be illegitimate. Okay. Let's see here. Patrice, did I say hello to you? If not, hello. He says, yeah, Kamala would obtain men voters and lose women voters, particularly women who are obtain 5+ figures a month. Damn.
Wait a minute. What happened to the sisterhood? Why would she lose women? The sisterhood is strong.
Yeah, well, she's saying because now, the women are getting cut off. And that's what Governor Ron DeSantis said when he changed the alimony laws. He says, y'all ain't going to be on alimony forever around here. And he says, I'll probably lose women voters, but it's only right that a man should be able to move on, or whoever, because women get put on alimony as well, that they be able to move on and get married and do other stuff without being beholden to alimony for life. Because some people know the gravy train is good and they don't get married. They're like, I'm going to have me a boyfriend, but I ain't going to get married.
Well, no, I mean, and it's funny how women think about the child support system different than men. I don't really know a lot of men that don't want to take care of their children. When men say, at least I'm speaking for myself, when men say reform the child support system, what we're saying is this, at least this is my understanding of it. There are some things in the child support system that make no sense or it's antiquated. If a man is deemed by DNA not to be the father, he should not have to pay for a child that's not his. We all agree you should pay for your children. But why should a man who's not the father continue to pay? It's things like that that's in the child support system that they need to reform. That's the type of stuff we're talking about. I don't know why women, don't think that that's a reasonable thing to fix. Or is it the fact that 1/3 of all pregnancies, the father is not the father?
Oh, Lord, we didn't open up a can of worms, okay?
No, I don't think we work in a can of worms. What I'm saying is these are the problems about the DNA child support system. So I guarantee you, there will be a lot of dudes in here and ladies that be like, yeah, that's a good point. You need to do it. Now, what did anything that I say have to do with money? Taking a woman's right to support away? Nothing, not one thing. Now, if the child ain't his, and if that was your son or your father and somebody falsely accused him, that's money coming out of your household. You wouldn't appreciate that either. So we need to reform the child support laws to make it fair and make sense. Again, women get upset. Oh, Mary J. Blige, she has to pay all this money and stuff like that. That's ridiculous. I agree. We got to reform the law. But why is it that when a woman's done wrong by that system, it's outrageous? Do you see what I'm saying? The duality. That's why when somebody asked me about it, I said that is something that you could run on and you would get a lot of support.
Absolutely. Cynthia, thank you so much for the donation. Love and appreciate you. Says, I'm so proud of my black men for standing strong together. Even our black men who are incarcerated are standing strong on their demands. Yep. Definitely have opened the eyes of the Democrats this time around, right? And again, Obama has a lot to do with that as well, because he definitely kicked black people in the tailbone with both of his terms, not doing nothing for black people and then admitting that he didn't do nothing for black people, right? Big Mac, how you doing? Says child support should be contingent upon a DNA test. Oh yeah, I totally agree. I think you should be able to prove that the child is that person, because as it stands now, it's like, good luck with that. Donna, how you doing? Says, I'm a woman and I am pro child support reform. Men should have more rights to their children. Absolutely. You know, and as I always say this, I know people aren't going to agree, but a lot of times other men, y'all listen to Tina, okay? Other men keep men in the child support system. And I'm going to tell you why. Because oftentimes a man will go to his homeboy, say, oh man, you know you ain't gonna win. The course is always pro-woman. I don't even know why you gonna go. You just gonna go and they gonna go ahead and get a child to the woman and you're gonna end up paying. And so what happens? They don't go. But a lot of times if you go and say, listen, I want at least, 50% custody of my child. Now I got hair all in my eye. 50% custody of my child. Most of the time the judge will give it to you. But a lot of times men don't show up and then they end up, the woman ends up winning by default. And then they run around the town talking about, oh, I got screwed over. It's like, but did you tell them, your homeboy Ray and them, and when y'all was sitting around playing cards, said, man, I don't even know why you gonna bother because you ain't gonna win. And you didn't go. So she won by default, right? Now, I'm not saying that's always the case, but I hear that a lot. It's like, nah, go fight that heifer tooth and nail over your child. She ain't nobody. I swear. Anyway, let's see. Yikuba, he says, if the people are poor, a real leader wouldn't be rich. The opposite is a tyrant, not a leader. Well, you know how it goes in America, right? These oligarchs, they sitting up at the top, making all this money, telling you how to, to survive it all. Just when you fight, we win. You could be okay, and we're not going back. And it's like, a lot of people want to go back. Now they want to go way back, but at least to where you can go to the stove and not have to, cross yourself up and pray and, speak in tongues before you walk in there.
Those are for the people that actually work and have jobs, because, the people that get EBT, and don't get me wrong, there are a lot of people that need EBT. I wish I had EBT, but there are a lot of people that are just abusing the system. And it just makes me mad when I'm spending $60 and I got 4 items. And then I see these people with a cart full of stuff and then they're pulling out their EBT card, paying for it all. And I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, eat better today card. Sure sound good, don't it? Red, White, and FBA, thank you so much for the donation. Love and appreciate you for that. He says Kamala Harris's bags are packed. She just doesn't know it yet. We gonna know when we know. And I guess now the anticipation is building. Of course, we're going to start to see a lot of foolishness unfold. Of course, if y'all are paying attention, Trump had a rally at Madison Square Garden and some comedian got up there, was talking about everybody, but somehow the talking points about Puerto Ricans got, strewn all over the internet. I'm like, nobody thought it was offensive that he, said black people and watermelon in the same sentence, but okay. But then the other day, Biden said that Trump supporters are garbage, which is why Brother Reggie said he might, dress up as garbage. But he said Trump supporters are garbage. And so now you got this back and forth. So it's going to get nasty. I wouldn't be surprised if something major drops. I don't know. Leather and luxury cars, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's see who else came on here. FME says women don't really want equality. I just think it depends on what you're talking about. You know what I mean? I don't want to do no heavy lifting. I don't want to do the stuff that men do, because I think a lot of women don't understand, well, that's really what equality means. When you on a job and you getting paid the same amount as a man, y'all got the same position. Yeah, you ain't no such thing as, do you mind if you help me? Because, I'm weak. They're going to be like, nah, you getting the same paycheck I'm getting, ma'am. The ultimate new player, how you doing? Says the only problem I see is that when you get a DNA test done, the company now owns your DNA. Yeah, but see what I'm saying? So do you get the DNA test, or do you just what do you do? You're gonna get it from you're gonna get it. It's gonna be hard either. No, I was trying to rephrase that.
Well, the thing is this: when children are born, there are mandatory vaccinations that they get upon birth, right? Why not just do mandatory DNA at birth? It just would be simpler. It would make the courts, it would ease the burden of the courts, and there would be no dispute about what is going on. Now, unfortunately, of course, we're human beings. People make mistakes. There's going to be situations where the woman may not know who the father is, but those would be very, very isolated incidences, I would think, ladies, and you would deal with that accordingly. But for the majority of people, men would know that that's their child, and they would willingly take care of their children. Nobody's in dispute of that. And again, everybody could go on with their lives and stop all the foolishness.
Thunder, that's what they call a shake and go. You just throw it up in the air, you just let it plop on your head, and you just keep on stepping. Corey says, hey, sis, I will be donating to the channel on Tuesday. Well, thank you. That's election day. I might need it to get away. I don't know. We'll see. No days off. How you doing? Says men have to pay for lawyers to represent them in court, whereas women don't have to pay for lawyers. Yeah, that's true. But the other thing too is you can fill out a waiver. And you may get it. But again, how do you know if you don't go through the process? My mom always used to tell me, go, keep going until you get the last no. And also let them tell you no. Don't let your homeboy tell you no, or your daddy, or whoever the case is. Go fill it out and try to get the waiver. And if they tell you no, then you've done all you could do. But listening to somebody whose situation may be different than yours, just fill out the waiver and then call what they make.
You talking about waiver? What waiver are you talking about, Demetra?
For the fees.
Oh yeah, the fee. Well, you can get that, but a lot of people. I'm a victim of the child support system. Okay, so I know a lot about it. Okay, especially here in California, the hardest child support. I am too,
brother. You listen.
Look. I kept calling on you.
Don't try to outdo Tina. Okay.
But no, that's a misnomer. The state does not represent the woman in court. The state does not represent the woman, even though they represent the woman. Legally, they don't do that. If a woman, and I've been in court cases where women brought their own lawyers. The state is there to make sure the state gets their cut of whatever's going down. So there's a lot of misnomers about the child support system. And like I said, unless you've been dragged through it, like I have and a lot of people have, it doesn't make sense. And here's a good example. We are a non-debtor. You cannot, in the law of the Constitution of the United States, you cannot put a person in jail because they owe money. Did you guys know that? How many of you guys know that?
Jeez.
You cannot be put in jail because you can't pay a debt or you can't pay a thing. We're a non-debtor nation. That's one of the tenets of the Constitution. How many of you guys know that? A lot of people don't know that, right? So
well,
why is it?
You better tell the law that then.
Yeah. So why is it in child support court, a man could be threatened with incarceration because he can't pay or refuses to pay his child support? Doesn't make sense. But because it's not civil and it's not criminal, they this is family support, so they say it's different. But why aren't our young Black lawyers, male and female, fighting for this? See, this is why, and I didn't want the chat to be about child support, but see, this would be a good issue to run on because there's a lot of people that realize, male and female, hey, the system needs to be fixed. We could get behind that. Everybody can get behind fairness.
Right, because Ike never paid Tina no child support.
Damn right. That's my daddy's name. My daddy blood on that.
Brother Reggie says, Whoopi let Ted Danson wear blackface and roast her. She wrote most of them. Yep, disgusting jokes. She has a lot of nerve talking about this Puerto Rico thing. That's why I'm like, her homegirl sitting up there with her, Sonny Hostin and all them is like, Whoopi, like, what trumps that? No pun intended, right? But what trumps letting your white husband get up there in blackface and roast you and you looking like it was just the best thing ever? You know what I mean? But why hasn't she been canceled? But they want to cancel people for the most ridiculous things. Like, to me, that is something I think you should be canceled for. That's right up there with step and fetch it, if you ask me.
Yeah, I don't know if you read this one. Bernard Carl says, "Hey Donovan, some news just came out saying Kamala Harris is moving her campaign out of North Carolina and Nevada. I just got the news." Yes. Now, Demetra, in 2020, what does this sound like to you? When I mean, you're moving your campaign out of there, whatever the deal is, because you don't know. It might be a disputed state. Those states could be disputed. So why would you move your people out of there unless you are on the verge of collapse? What do you think?
Yeah, maybe they just realized too, with a couple of days left, that they just don't have what it takes to, pull ahead in those states. I don't know. I guess we'd have to hear the official reason, even though that probably won't be the truth. But Quick, she says, I saw today Trump is closing gap and pulling ahead of Harris' latest polls. He might even win popular vote. I think Trump is a racist for the rich. So voting for neither, compromising with Stein. Is that what that is?
Yeah. Jill Stein.
Jill Stein. Got you.
Yeah. And Jill Stein and I'm sure a lot of people already know this, but I also make sure people know it. She is for open borders. So I'm not telling you who to vote for, but I'm just saying if the migrant crisis is an issue and it's a threat to Black people, which it is, I just want people to know Jill Stein is for open borders.
Yep. And Cynthia says, and women don't want men's in restrooms, locker rooms, and sports and prison. Yeah, it's just a lot going on, right? Jesse, you say, I was always told to have a DNA test and have had one and been proven not to be the father. Yeah, I mean, if I was a man and, especially if I wasn't married, I'd want to be like, hey, baby, you cool and all, but, we're going to have to swab the baby too. We need to make sure that I am who you say I am to this baby. I don't know.
But did you guys see what I mean? If we had a candidate that was saying, I'm championing that would get a lot of votes. And, the person that asked me about that, because I'm a political person, I eat this stuff up. And I just told him, I said, that would be a perfect way to garner men's votes and some women too, so like I said, obviously it's an issue and everybody knows it is. What?
Entree
on your head.
He wants to know what the world is on my. I woke up like this. You don't like it? I like it.
Yeah, for the how many of you guys, and I don't mean to make, it's Halloween tomorrow, so let's just have a little fun. You guys see this baseball hat? If you're going to somebody's home and they have their baseball hats up on the wall, there's all the different baseball hats, Dallas Cowboys, the Raiders and stuff, they have them hanging on the wall. There are some women that have their wigs just like that too. Whatever day it is, they throw it on and just walk out the door.
Why you hating? It's always the bald people hating, okay? I ain't gonna lie, I can't wait for this show. So I'm gonna snatch this mug off because it's itching. You listen. I don't have anything against anybody wearing a wig. I'm just saying, for me, it would probably be in the back seat of the car somewhere. It would be just in the back seat, looking like somebody poodle, in distress. They probably look at the car and call the police on me. Somebody left their dog in the back seat.
You know what's really sad? Every time I go down Day Street, and that's like a major shopping street in my city, you always see a wig in the street. You always see some kind of wig in the street.
I was somewhere and I saw a wig in the street. Where was I? I was like, they probably gonna be looking for that, or maybe they just got tired of it. Let me put this back up. Sister Khadijah says if they corrected the issue that they knew would exist in child support are is designated to make the male and female enemies of each other. One word, Claudine, the welfare system and their policies. Oh yeah.
How many of you women remember in 2008 where Obama said, hey, the first thing I'm going to do when I get into office is to codify Roe versus Wade. That's what he said. That's the first thing he's going to do when he gets there. He goes, my pen, that's the first thing I'm going to do. Then when he got inaugurated in his first press conference, they said, well, what about Roe versus Wade? A bunch of women were there saying, hey, he's going to codify it and it's going to be a great thing. Obama said, nah, it's not important because what it is, like you just read, it's something to run on. Khadijah's hit it right on the nail. It's a wedge issue to run on. They don't want to solve that problem. They want to keep men and women fighting. And like right now, what is Kamala running on? Abortion. That's her thing. Women's rights, whatever you want to call it. They do this because they have nothing else to run on. They get wedge issues so that people can run on it. And my idea about the child support system, that would be an example of a wedge issue that would have everybody fighting.
Yes, I see everybody's on the same page in regards to child support reform. I tell you all the time, I was in a child support system. I never paid. I was delinquent as a mug. And I wasn't going to pay.
And they didn't lock her up. We tried and we tried. See, fellas, did you see the duality? If that was a dude, you would have been locked up. And you're only behind by what? In California, it's like $3,000. If you're $3,000 behind, they'll take your ID and all this other stuff and just dog you out. You were thousands of dollars behind and they didn't lock you up. What the hell is going on?
I got a good daddy.
Yeah, you had the FOI trying to put some pressure on folks.
Right. Okay. You don't mess with Anime Bullock. I was not no absentee parent, okay, at all. And I was not going to pay. Okay. Period. Don't be mad because you didn't have a daddy I got. It was erroneous.
Fellas, how many times can you sit in court and say, I refuse to pay? And they garnish your wages. They take your driver's license. They take everything they can from you until they can't take any more for it. Then they go to the lockup method, which doesn't solve the issue anyway. And then they lock you up for a couple of months. And then they expect you to pay for the months you were locked up in the rears too. They expect you to pay that. But they didn't lock her up.
Well, I didn't get locked up because, what had happened was we went to court. I looked at it in the camera. I was like, damn, I'm looking crazy. And he wasn't working. I was. And the judge says, well, you need to pay him child support. I was like, me? Say, yeah. So he did not go and enforce the child support orders. Because you know why? Because my dad said, let me know if he tried to collect one dime. Just let me know. I said, I sure will, Daddy. Injustice has just taken place.
Now, ladies, I want you guys to tie this in. Do you guys see how important it is to have a father for your children, a protector? Her daddy called the FOI, and they were putting pressure on folks.
Well, and he didn't even have to go that far. He didn't call FOI. He just said, let me know. My daddy is FOI, but he said, let me know. Keep me posted. If he tries to collect on that, you just let your daddy know. And I said, I sure will. And he never collected a dime, okay? Like I said, I was not going to pay him for something I'm already paying for. So I know what it's like to be caught up in the child support system. I also had my wages garnished another time because of some nonsense. And listen, me and my baby daddy, we good now. We love each other to death, but I got caught up. It was garnishing my wages, and I fought them a whole year, and they gave every dime except for $50 back to me because I proved that I was never an absentee parent. And it wasn't even about the money. It was about you. It wasn't a gift.
It wasn't a gift because, again, when guys do that, it's considered a gift. They don't give a refund for money that's paid.
They gave me everything except for $50 administration fee because I was down there and for a whole year, every 2 weeks. Listen. Y'all got me caught up, and I don't deserve to be caught up. And the lady was like, once I proved that I wasn't absentee, she says, okay. So, like I said, but no, wait, hold on a second now. It ain't because of cute, and I got a nice wig on that they did it for me. It ain't because of that. It's because, like I said, a lot of times people just let the system do stuff to you. And I'm not saying that it works out all the time. But sometimes people just allow it to happen and don't fight back. And I'm like, no, again, it wasn't necessarily about the money, although it hurt. But I was like, nah, these cackling broads up at the HR probably think I'm an absentee mama and all that. I was like, no, we got to fix this because that's a lie. And they did. So, but you got to fight for what's right.
Right. But see, don't you think guys go through that as well? If the DNA says that this man is not the father and he paid child support for 7 years, shouldn't he get that money back? you know what the courts tell them in a lot of cases? You need to sue her. She ain't got a dime in her pocket or her purse and got a whop.
Well, let me tell you this: don't try to put all the woes of the men in child support system on me. Okay, I can't help y'all. All I could do was help myself. But like I said, I was not going to pay for something that I was already paying for, and my reputation was on the line.
Right. Now, think about the guys that are falsely accused of being fathers and they're dragged through that system and spend thousands of dollars. But again, if you guys are considering running for office somewhere, this would be a great issue to run on. And you would get a lot of support and a lot of pushback from people in the community. But it is a great way to, right now, for Kamala Harris, because she has a man problem, this would be a great wedge issue for her to run on. So.
Yeah, well, maybe you need to call. Cynthia, thank you so much for the donation. Love it. Appreciate you. You said, be careful. Trumpism might get wind on a child support deal with Black men. Yeah, you know, I don't hate it. I think that there should be some reform. Terry, you said Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. She ain't got nothing on me. I like Elvira. She's still alive, too. I checked not too long ago. I was like, oh, Elvira's still alive.
Yeah, she's like 76 or something.
Yeah, she's up there. She up there. Mm-hmm. Quincy says, I've been burnt 3 times. Baby, not down. Baby, not yours. Another got a deletion. Still no children. That 3 times? You must got a lot of money. You must be holding something.
Or he just likes to live dangerously.
Something going on. Samuel, see how you doing? He said you look good as Tina Turner did. Oh, thank you. This wig is coming off shortly after. In about 5 minutes. Thunder said, DK, when you made those quick head movements in that wig, I have flashbacks. You're killing me, DK. You're killing when I went. Oh, you know what? Wait. You know what it's giving? It's giving Wanda from Holiday Heart.
A little bit, but no. You know what it kind of gives me though? That style, it kind of reminds me of T-Boz.
If she was on crack, yeah, I could see it. No scrubs. Perry says, I was on child support myself. Paying child support is a nightmare. I would like to say I can understand because I never paid it. I was on it, but I never paid it. Just wasn't going to do it. I'm sorry. Donovan, he can relate to that. Quicks, thank you so much. He says, Donovan, or it says, I think he meant Donovan, give me a lot to think about Stein for reparations, but I'm against open borders, but Trump and Harris are no-go, poor choices. Yeah, she's for open borders. And I saw somebody else say that Cornel West is for open borders as well. And I was like, why?
You know, and it's funny because I was on somebody's post and they got a Bible scripture, and the Bible scripture was talking about how when somebody comes into your land, you're supposed to be benevolent to them and nice to them and all that other stuff, which is absolutely true. But and I'm not a super religious person, but I know in Romans, somewhere in Romans, it said you have to obey the laws of Caesar. You know, and so I know people can say, well, you can bend the Bible to do whatever it is you want it to do. But the fact of the matter is, if you enter a land illegally, you're breaking that land's law, which is a sin, in my opinion. So it's kind of crazy.
I see you got him, Sister Khadijah. Yes, that's what it is. Fruit of Islam. So yeah, you're not slow at all. So let's see here. And your average logical thinker, how you doing? Yes, you missed it. I sang a couple of songs very badly, but yes, I did. Dundee said, DK, only the missing is a full body suit with high heel boots, listening and dancing to the song Boogie Oogie. Get down, Boogie Oogie Oogie. Yeah, I got a cat too, but it's giving Penguin right now. You know how Penguin looked in his his pajamas. Bill, you say, I feel I was working and she did that stuff behind my back, so I couldn't fight it. Laugh out loud, you good. Yeah, I mean, it happens. Listen, I'm not saying it don't. Hey, Lawrence, thank you. Do
you guys know how many military men got default judgments against them? There was a case in Michigan where a guy was in the Navy and he was in a sub under the water for 3 months. And the judge, being probably a civilian judge, said he had to be at the court date or curtains. They didn't even give an exception to that. This is some of the reasons why child support needs to make sense and be reformed. If Mary J. Blige has to pay for children and a man's lifestyle that she was only married to for 8 years, that's ridiculous, but everybody's outraged about that. But yet people's whole lives are being destroyed when a man or a woman is paying for a child that has no biological connection to them at all. It's in the child's best interest that you continue to pay. But the real fathers out there, if DNA can get a man off of death row, or man or woman off death row, why shouldn't it be able to get a man off of child support? Something to think about.
Well, you all got to know too, the child support system, is a lot of interest tied to that, and the interest don't go to the mama or the father, whoever's getting the child support, it goes to the state. So there's incentive right there. Of course they're going to give you a hard time, especially if they're making a bag up off of you. So I don't know. It's avoidable, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes you're in a good faith relationship with a man or a woman, and they do you do low, so 48 TCO, he says, also the Bible says, obey the law of Caesar and keep the law of the Lord. Yep. Render unto Caesar's what is Caesar's, and unto the Lord what is the Lord, which is everything for the most part, right? Okay, so Big Baddie said, explain what this open borders is. So open borders is basically allowing people to come over here from other countries the wrong way, right? They don't have to apply for citizenship or anything like that. They just come on over and they get, money, food, education, housing, and anything you can think of without having.
Wow, that sounds like something that's been going on for 3 years here.
Right. And so that's what Biden and Harris have championed, opening the borders. They were closed before, right? The administration before Trump's administration, they were closed under Title 42, but now they're open and people are coming over. It sounds like they slowed it down a little bit, but, people are still coming. So that's what that is. All right. B girl, how you doing? Says, love the costume, Demetra. This is a little off topic, but no, this is definitely on topic because, I don't be on here looking like this unless it's Halloween or something. I don't necessarily celebrate.
Wait a minute.
I'm out there trick-or-treating.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Is Bissonnette been fixed and opened up?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I ain't no street walker, okay? I'm Tina Turner. You better watch it, sucker. I only pass by Bissonnette. I don't stop too long. Not yet. Okay. I'm just kidding. B, you say, what are your thoughts on JFK Jr. in the 90s? Are you talking about when his airplane crashed? When it was his girlfriend and they never found him?
Yeah, it was his wife. No, they found them all. It was his wife, his sister-in-law. Yeah, all three of them. There's three people. Yeah.
Yeah. It sure was. Yeah.
And by the way, Bush W cannot account for his whereabouts that day. Think about it.
So he was in the sky with him and he.
Well, remember when it comes to the CIA, just like his father, JFK, when he was killed, George Bush Sr. happened to have called and been around and knowing he's a CIA agent, and a CIA agent, it's blood in, blood out. So again, it's funny how everybody can remember when JFK got killed, what they were doing that day, but JFK Jr. gets killed and W, this is conspiracy, W can't account for his whereabouts on that day.
Daryl, you wouldn't have been speculating because y'all know doggone well I don't be looking like this on a daily basis now.
Well, it is getting pretty high.
You know what? Let me keep it a buck with you, okay? I would dust it off if I needed to. Dust it off. $1,000 just to talk about it, boo. Just $1,000 just to even have a conversation. And then I changed my name to Gloater. What you want? My knees don't work so good now, and I can only do so much. I might be able to have a strong conversation with you, say some seedy things. We have a brown liquor drink or something, but that's about all I could do.
What I will never understand is why people do not understand economics. You've got the market of women out here selling WAP, and yet the prices are supposedly way up here when it should be way down here. It's crazy.
When you say way down here, how much you talking?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it depends what it's what the economic market is. I don't know.
What would be too much?
I mean, have you invested in your body? Have you got your BBL, whatever it is, or
Listen,
are you?
When the lights go out, it's all the same. Okay, it's all the same. You getting something, I'm getting something. I got a light bill, pay, whatever. It's all the same. You know, all you guys a little bit 2 minutes anyway. 2 minutes. Yikaway says, I don't think it's good to just pick out a random man and demand him pay for another man's baby. If they did this to me, I wonder how many brothers are victims. Yo, and I'm not laughing. I'm just thinking about it. Yeah, but people, trust me. I know some people, some scrupulous women who have done that.
It is factual. A third of all births in the United States, the father is not the father. So it is a lot.
But that's what I'm saying. You know, I'd be going to court real quick, fast, in a hurry. But then again, you know, that's just me. More threads. Thank you. Love and appreciate you for that. He says, never had child support experience, and I hope I don't. Closest I ever came was dealing with a few bitter men who wanted to make me pay for their past mistakes. I'm loving the wig, though. It's giving holiday heart. I told you it's giving holiday heart. It's giving Wanda. You know, maybe I'll do Wanda next year. Maybe I won't. Mad Dog, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's see. We're about to get out of here. Just want to acknowledge everybody that's come on here. Brother Samuel says, I teach those that have come across, and we have to test in English and give them no less than 60%, which is passing in Jackson, Mississippi. Yes, indeed. There's something that happened in not Jackson, Mississippi, Liberty. I did a story on it's not out yet where brother who's a truck driver was killed in jail. And it's, you know, speculated that it's, you know, some funny business going on and you don't hear about it in the media or anything like that at all. He's a truck driver and he stopped by an auto shop to get his his tire repaired, gave the guy a tip and everything. Then the guy calls the police and says that he saw the brother pour some white or something on the ground. Police showed up, brutally arrested him and took him to jail after he had, you know, he was at a restaurant and all that. So the people who saw it go down called his mother and said, hey, they got your son in jail and he's, you know, pretty bad off. So she called the jail and asked him, you know, why do y'all have my son? And they couldn't tell her. So when she spoke to him, he says, Mom, they're going to kill me. And, you know, he ended up dead. His name was, Tremaine White. Tremaine White is his name. So we're trying to get the word out about what happened to him there in Liberty, Mississippi. So it's crazy.
Right. And then I don't want anybody to forget this, but our good friend, she has that. What's the lady that has the great voice? I can't remember her name right now. She's on YouTube. She has a great voice.
Me?
Well, besides you.
Oh, well, you just described half a damn YouTube.
Yeah. She comes on she comes on our show every now and then. But anyway, Lisa Cabrera.
Okay, got you.
Lisa Cabrera. If you guys get a chance, go check out her channel. Do you guys realize the DA in the Ahmaud Arbery case has not been given a trial yet? It's been 3 years and counting.
And what do you think about that? Get it in, yeah. Jackie, somebody. She basically let the three men escape with it, right? Until it got national attention, and then they, you know, are now never going to get out. But yeah, she's been charged with concealing or something.
Yeah, obstruction of justice and all this other stuff. But it's been 3 years, and she hasn't even been given a trial date yet. And it's been 3 years. I mean, are they hoping that, you know, people just forget and they just drop it silently? What is going on here with this white woman privilege stuff? 3 years to go to a court date? Come on.
Brother Perry, you crazy? You talking about I heard BBL stink? I wouldn't know. I don't be up on people with BBLs. Like I see them, but I don't know.
Yeah, Alex Perry said Jackie Johnson was her name. Yeah, Jackie Johnson.
Yeah. You're right. What's going on? Why has she been sopped up? Lady Diana, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Sherry Price, how you doing? Says, hey girl, finally caught you on guys on live. Yes, we are live, but we about to get out of here. Tell it like it is. How you doing? BJ, you say, give me your resource on those numbers, Donovan. So your sources rather.
Which numbers for the child support in regards to the live births? Just Google it. It'll come up. You just Google it.
Quincy, thank you for the donation. Love it. Appreciate you. Says knees don't have to be good when you hit it from the bike. You can't do gloater like that.
Queasy66 Haya says, now the perpetrators of the Ahmaud Arbery want a new trial. They really don't want to pay for murder. Yeah, it's crazy.
They got caught up on the federal level and the state level. So are they really getting out? I mean, you filmed yourself doing it.
Right, exactly. And then again, thanks to Lisa Cabrera, she's kind of keeping that up and about. But see, that's the problem with us as Black people. We go through so many tragedies and things that are just abhorrent to us. I mean, it's just, and then we just go on to the next one. It's almost like we've been desensitized and we go on to the next tragedy. And speaking of that, who is that? The case in the Fonnie Willis case in DA, the young whatever,
YSL.
The YSL trial. Plea deals have been given out, are still being given out. These guys were basically, they were facing whatever they were facing. Some of them were facing life and all this other stuff. And that case just fell apart. She's still getting convictions, but it's totally reduced. The charges have been totally, some of these guys are going to do 2 years. Some of these guys, they've been incarcerated for 2 years. So some of these guys are going to walk in 8, and it's just been falling apart. I mean, she's getting the conviction, but at the same time, it isn't what was on the table initially. So it's bad out here, y'all. It's bad.
It is. Yeah, Fonnie Willis said that's a whole mess, and people don't realize. And I was talking to Corliss, actually. She's upset. She's watching the YSL case, and she calls me crying. She called me crying today because she says there's just so many young, Black men, especially, just getting caught up. Of course, that is the most expensive trial in the history of Georgia, right? Where they're just kind of grasping at straws. And I was telling her, I said, you have a lot of people who say, oh, Fonnie Willis, Fonnie Willis, she's, of course, going after Trump and all that. Y'all heard all the nonsense with her boo thing, and she paid almost $1 million. I said, but on the other side of that, they're cheering her on as she has the jails busting at the seams there in Fulton County with Black people. And if you think about it, she is just the Georgia version of Kamala Harris. Overzealous, going after Black men, Black women, and she's getting a pat on the back for doing it. You doing your job. That's what prosecutors do. But yet, they're just doing Black people horribly. And I'm like, for some people, and I told, Corliss, because her son was affected by that of Kamala Harris's policies, I said people like your son and Sheree Peoples, to a lot of Black people who love Kamala Harris, you all are just collateral damage. Oh, well, what did you do? Well, that's her job. She a prosecutor. That's what she's supposed to do. But it's like,
a prosecutor's job is to seek justice, not necessarily conviction. It's to seek justice.
Let's see this one. TW, how you doing? So Demetria, that is giving Cruella on a bad hair day. You know what? It is giving Cruella DeVille from the 101 Dalmatian. I honestly think it just looks like a drunk lady, who's been drinking since she woke up, right? She put some bourbon in her coffee and she just been drinking all day.
Oh, Miss Apollo.
Miss Apollo, who the hell is that?
That's the old lady at the Apollo that would get up there and be always.
You know what? While I'm playing this, if I keep on, this might be me in a couple of years. Just sitting up, picking him a wig, just.
There you go, Maxine. Go ahead and get it straight. Turn it straight.
Wait, that's what. Hey, William. That's what Maxine was doing on TV. She was talking to Abby Phillips.
I remember.
Yeah, Maxine's wig was. Wait. It was. And Maxine was. She apparently was looking at her camera.
Sherry Price says no. Whitney Houston on one of her binges.
See, I'm the type of person that would have a crooked wig and just be at the grocery store, just trying to adjust it and stuff, But yeah, it's giving a whole bunch of people. Honestly, you can look like anybody with a bad wig. You can. It is giving Whitney when she was, Listen, it wasn't crack. Crack is whack. It's cheap. Hey, I don't do crack. Little powder, now that's different. I don't care what nobody says. Whitney was a class act. Well, I don't even know if she was ever sober from what people are saying, but she's a class act. She was like, I don't care. It's not crack. It's powder. It's cocaine.
Until they saw her buying crack, and then it was a different story.
Yeah, I have to do this with mine. Let me stop. Charles, he says, after one of those blue pills, that's how the hair usually looks. Ooh, y'all be doing gloater like that? Y'all get the little blue pills and be having a wig just. Ooh, I thought you was going to give me 2 minutes, but 3? Oh! Wait a minute. You making Glow Dean want to go in there and making some greens and cornbread. Baby, you want some buttermilk and cornbread? I got some leftover cornbread from last night. The whole bedroom just smells like menthol cigarettes. Okay, we better get out here because I'm about to get in trouble. Yes, King. Yes, I am Tina Turner.
Yes. And like I said, even though we've been joking and stuff, a lot of these cases, we've got to stay on top of these cases because, again, 3 years, this woman has not been charged. The white dudes that killed this young man, they want to get out. We got to stay focused. We have so many battles out there. And the problem is this. You have representatives that are in Georgia, Black people that look like us. They should be the ones staying on top of all this stuff, saying, no, we need justice for such and such. I'm Representative so-and-so. This happened to my constituent. This is the justice that I need to make sure that this happens and people don't turn up in my district. We got to start doing that. And like I said, there is a very good chance Kamala Harris could win.
What'd you say?
There's a very good chance Kamala Harris can win the election.
Did you mispronounce that lady name?
Kamala.
It's Kamala. Not Kamala. It's Kamala.
The only Kamala I know is Kamala, the Ugandan giant from wrestling. But anyway, there's a good chance she could win this election. And if that happens, forget everything that I said. Because they're just going to let the white woman out. They're going to drop the charges and all that other stuff like that. So just forget it.
My nerves is getting bad because, Tuesday is upon us. I just feel like whatever happens, happens, right? If she wins, she wins. If she loses, she loses. But at the end of the day, Gloda got to get out there and get her money.
Just remember, Trump supporters are trash. That's half the nation. You just disrespected half of the nation. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, no, Gloda Dean ain't gonna be letting nobody use no blue pills. I'm sorry. Gloda Dean is no. She had a heyday, and she not trying to be going in 6 minutes. Brother Reggie says Camilla. Y'all better quit mispronouncing that lady name. Jesse, you too. Sherry says, please do not say that lady has a chance to win. America will be over. You might Might as well learn how to speak Spanish. Hell, you're already there now,
I
right?
already live in California. All my neighbors speak Spanish. All of them. It's Mexico again. It's Mexico again. This used to be Mexico. They've taken it over again.
Right. So anyway, we'll be back here Sunday. We got 2 more shows. So Sunday and Tuesday, before the election. I don't know.
And I will be in Vegas at the Trump Towers celebrating when the results start coming in.
Right. And I'm gonna be incognito in this wig when the results come in case I need to get right on. I need to beat the rest of y'all to the stroll. I don't know. Yes, JMC. It is Tina Turner, but Tina Turner about to go retire because Tina tied. Donovan, anything to say before we leave here?
All I got to say is on your guys' way out, please hit that like button, like, share, and subscribe on your platforms and just to get this message out there. And we want to thank you guys, too, for all the years of support and everything that you guys do, because we learn from you guys just as much as you guys learn from us. Also, if you are going trick-or-treating tomorrow and, doing whatever you guys, please be careful out there. Like I said, you got migrants that are in the country and you don't know what's going to happen. I'm not saying that they're the danger, but when in Rome, do as the Romans. Just be careful out there, especially if you got your little ones with you. Just be careful.
Y'all want us to do a live on, I think if we do it, it will be after the results are in, and if there's no results, then we'll maybe come and say something. But for me, it's kind of, we tried that once, too hard to kind of watch it and, watching the report. Because, you're like, because California is usually where, it's called last, and they usually put whoever's over if it's that close. But yeah, I entertain coming on here and, crying with you guys or celebrating or whatever it is we need to do. So anyway, hey, Doe, how you doing? We're going to get out of here. The average logical thinker says that will be close to midnight if we wait for results. Yeah, because 8 o'clock California, I think, is when the results are called, and New York, it'll be 11. So
and if this is race as close as they keep saying it is, and it's not that close, sorry, then that's going to hold it up until the next morning. Because remember in 2000, they couldn't, it was too close to call. They had to wait till the next morning. And I think it took like 8 days before they even resolved it.
And you know what, Brother Reggie, that's a good idea. We'll open up the stream and let people come on, and we'll cry, we'll celebrate, and we'll just play it by ear. But the premise will be, talking about the election results. And I can't wait for it to be over.
Yeah, and do me a favor, you guys, go and check out your Average Logical Thinkers YouTube page. She be dropping some really good thoughts on relationships and all kinds of topics. And also Miss Sweet Talk's page.
I haven't seen her on here in a while. When y'all see her?
Well, she's going through some things and stuff like that, but she'll get through it. God over everything. So you know how that goes.
And have y'all seen Easy out in them streets? I haven't seen him. I emailed him, and Black America, I don't have his email, but I'm sure he's probably lurking somewhere and looking at Glow the Dean. How you doing, Black America? How you see? This would be right up his alley now, huh? Remember he told me I need to get me a silk press and all of that. Yeah, I know he watching. How you doing, baby? How you doing? Anyway, and Pioneer, I asked about him a year ago. I haven't seen him. Have y'all seen him in these YouTube streets? I don't know. I emailed him as well. I haven't heard anything, so I don't know. Hopefully, everybody is okay, but we will be. Yeah, so Sherry, you gonna be up all night? Nobody's getting no sleep on election night. Nobody. Everybody's gonna be up, especially if the results don't come in right away. People gonna be up. Yeah. I was logical thinking Black America will be proud. Tell them I said, hi. Mr. Piper Braid, right? Haven't seen him. Y'all see these people, you tell them they better report to this channel immediately. Anyway, love and appreciate every last one of y'all. And we will see y'all on Sunday. Peace.